Greetings and welcome, Life Gamers. This is your host, Lamont Tyson. And normally this is when I talk about the way I'm dressed today, but I'm standing in the presence of greatness. One of the people who has absolutely put bodybuilding on the map for the state of North Carolina, a man who's done it before, continues to put on a wonderful program that's very classy, very entertaining, and has been a staple for bodybuilding here in the Triad. Ladies and gentlemen, today I have Mr. Quincy Roberts. Mr. Quincy?
Thanks for having me on the show.
How you doing?
Good.
How are things going for you getting ready for the show this year?
Good with like that right now. It's more just being patient because as it gets closer to the last few things, with pretty much everything I need to do for the show I've already done. But the last month with get the auditorium already taken care of for us, setting that up. But it's a matter of just getting the contestants in and then the entry fees in, and the day of the show, just really checking everybody in.
Gotcha. There's a lot of stuff you got going on right now.
Yeah, but again, as far as the shows go, a lot of it's done a year advance. Like the guest promoters, like this year I got Branch Warren, who's one of the top guys, and Mr. Olympia coming to my first show, the Muscle Heat, in August 22nd. And then in November I have the Miss Olympia, Nicole Wilkins, and one of the top pro bodybuilder, Jeff Compton, coming in for that show. So those things have kind of been taken care of already. So yeah, again, it's more trying to draw the competitors and doing a little bit of advertising.
Yes, sir.
More word of mouth than anything. I've been putting on this show, one show for 25 years, and the August show for 5 years.
Wow. What was it that built such a love of this industry for you? You're obviously in wonderful shape. What attracted you to this industry back when you started getting into the sport?
Well, I actually used to wrestle in college and dislocated my shoulder and got not the greatest condition, so I started doing it to kind of get back in shape. And
yes, sir.
I actually met a guy who had won the Mr. North Carolina bodybuilding championship, which I didn't actually know they had bodybuilding in North Carolina. I kind of looked at the magazines, but then when I saw him, I decided I wanted to try to pursue that. And actually in my first show in 1979, which I didn't have much knowledge about it. I went in there just wanted to get on stage. I was very shy at the time.
Yes, sir.
So I was terrified, so I went and watched the show the year before, and actually got on stage and didn't do well, but my second show I placed fourth in the Miss North Carolina, so
wow.
It kind of, was something I had a passion for. It always kind of looked at the magazines and I guess fantasized about being muscular, and because from wrestling I had some muscularity, but I actually got into it pretty intensely then, and been with it ever since. I put on my first show in 1983.
Yes, sir.
Sponsored my first show, which was actually I put on my first show in 1982, or maybe it still was 83, but a small show in the town where I was running the gym in Lamont, North Carolina.
Yes, sir. And
then I put on the AAU, Mr. North Carolina, in '83, which turned out really good, and I've been promoting ever since. And this show, the Elite Muscle Classic, actually, I had it several years before, but I was calling it the Central North Carolina. I changed it to the name Elite Muscle Classic. It'd be 24 years this year, and next year it'll be 25 years. So I've been promoting shows since 1983.
What has been the keys to your success to be able to do something for a decade is tremendous, but to do it as long as you've done it, what have been the top 2 points of entry to help with your success?
Well, one, I actually had my own gym for 25 years, and I started out running a small gym in Roundman for someone else for 5 years, and decided I wanted to get into my own gym. Started out with 2,000 square foot. My last gym that I had for over 20 years, it was right 8,000 square foot, not huge, but I was doing probably 900 members a year. Sold the gym to someone in 2006.
Yes, sir.
And of course he didn't last, he wasn't really focused on what he needed to do, but so I was doing just personal training, which I actually didn't do that much of when I owned the gym for the first few years. Toward the end I started doing some, but now that's basically what I do is personal training. But as far as the bodybuilding goes, it's just something I've always felt was something I did as a hobby that turned into something that helped promote what I was doing otherwise, but my main focus was to help the general public. But I had a stigmatism of, because of my success in bodybuilding, which I wanted AAU Mr. Universe and won the Nationals and turned pro in 1988 and was competing. I placed top 5 in the Masters Olympia twice. So people actually thought that I only trained bodybuilders, which I only probably had 20% bodybuilders in my gym. Majority of people were just people who came in to get fit. So I started doing my own local cable show probably 15 years ago to dispel that.
Yes, sir.
So people, actually, I would very seldom showed any bodybuilders on there. So I just talked to people who generally come in like to try to lose some weight or tone, and I pretty much steered away from that.
Yeah.
You know, the fact that I was successful in bodybuilding was a double-edged sword for me.
Mm-hmm.
You know, as far as the other gyms would use it to stigmatize me and say, well, he's just a bodybuilder, which most of them knew better because a lot of them had been members of my gym, but that would intimidate people from coming to the gym.
Right.
So, you know, again, I always wanted to promote bodybuilding, but unfortunately, bodybuilders, like most stereotype, the people that are negative stand out the most. So
yes, sir.
People would not want to be in an atmosphere where they thought bodybuilders were, because but I'd say the majority of bodybuilders or people that try to bodybuild are good people, but then you have the small percentage that would be loud or be
the stereotype.
Right. So that's the ones that stand out. So, and I don't think I've ever been that stereotype. A lot of people, because I'm always more, unless I'm doing something that I need to be in front, I kind of would be quieter. Some people take that as being arrogant or something uses that I don't want to seem like I'm overly forceful. Now I do try to encourage people I see, if I, you know, because I know maybe they may know who I am. So I realized from feedback from other people, they think that you're this and think you're that. Mm-hmm. But that just comes from, I guess, promoting the shows and people seeing you. And I guess when they end up competing, they want to be acknowledged. So I do try to do that more, but I'm still more on the low key, like to see bodybuilders go and do the thing, get out, be respectful of other people, which is I've always done myself. And even when I had my gym, the bodybuilders there, I made sure made sure they stayed respectful to everyone. And so I never really had that kind of problem. But again, stereotypically, people would think the bodybuilders are going to push them away from the equipment, they're going to not share, and that's things I always did try to enforce. So myself, you know, I think that bodybuilding was a positive thing for me in making me able to pursue what I want to pursue and not feel intimidated and let my natural, I guess, introvertness keep me from doing things I want to do.
Right.
And that's, and even with my youngest daughter, I try to tell her that you got to sometimes do things uncomfortable to get to the next stage of your life.
Yes, sir.
Because it can keep you from moving forward. And I've actually helped other people get involved in it, and they're terrified of doing that because they know it's very uncomfortable to stand in front of people feeling like they're going to be scrutinized, and I think the person scrutinizes itself more than the average public does, because most people respect it. In fact, you able to do that because most people don't feel like they could do that.
Absolutely.
So it's one of those kind of things that if people take it the right way, it can be positive. Some can take it to a negative place because they may take this introvert and turn it into a monster, but as a whole, I think more get a positive experience from it. In the end, with every stereotypical thing, the negative or boastful people give the people that they're not that way a negative image, which that's a small amount of people. Mm-hmm. So not necessarily, they may not be the people that actually compete. This may be the big guy in the gym that's really intimidated about competing, a fear of not being successful, but they're in the gym and that's their place to shine, so they may be...
That's where they get the confidence from.
Where they go in and they're being too noticeable, you know what I'm saying? So again, it's one of those kind of things that if people use it in the right way, it can make them disciplined, make them not only in dieting or training, but in other aspects of their life. Again, my show's August 22nd. It's the Muscle Heat, and we've got all level competition. We have novice bodybuilding, novice figure, bikini, men's physique. These are new divisions, and it opens us up to a lot of different people. We actually have the Elite Muscle Classic November the 7th, which offers all those same different divisions, and it's a good place to start whether or not you think you're ready to win first place. And again, nobody knows if it's going to be first place but this is it's a good place to start. We have again the novice division, which means first time competitors, and whether or not you think you're going to be in your most competitive condition. It's a good way to get motivated to try to challenge yourself to get in better condition, and then get past the fear of being in front of people, and then move from there.
Yep. Now, guys, you named 3 shows. You never know. You might see me there. I might get right and go ahead and jump on in one for your personal entertainment and to push myself. But if someone wants to reach out to you to get a little bit more information on how they can get involved with your shows, how can they do that?
They can go to my website, QuincyRoberts.com, and actually you can find my phone number and email on my website. And right now, again, I more do personal training. We actually have a group called Team Show Bodies, which I do some group things. Right now, we're at the process of making that grow more, but I still doing more one-on-one. And we will be have offered some group things for those people that want to try to get in it that way. But I do take appointments, individual appointments, and I coach people from bikini to figure, bodybuilding, men's physique, all different levels, and actually, teach people to pose in all those different divisions and work with them on diet and nutrition. I actually work with other people, trainers, clients on presentation. Sometimes they may have someone else that is, working with them on the diet, but they want me to work with them on presentation. So, I'm not, dead set on trying to do everything for everyone. So some may use me for one thing, and some actually I do all. But I do have several other trainers that I work with their clients on, the presentation and building the confidence of the individuals.
Guys, you heard it here first. Whatever you need to help yourself get moving, participate in one of his shows, he's the source. Go to his website and check him out, and come to his shows this year. They're some of the best performances you're going to see here in the state of North Carolina. And don't forget to like that video, comment, subscribe, go out there and get yourself a life game, and come support the man that has pretty much built bodybuilding in the state of North Carolina, Mr. Quincy Roberts.